This year 100% is one of the most exciting NBA seasons, especially looking forward to the upcoming NBA trade deadline. We are simply hearing so many rumors about this player being traded, that player being traded, and for this video, I wanted to grab all of the biggest and baddest NBA trade rumors and bring it to one. With that being said, for this video, I'm going to be talking about 10 NBA superstars. 10 NBA stars that are likely to be traded this season, and one thing's for sure, if these players get moved, they wear a new jersey during the NBA trade deadline, the NBA would go insane. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a very special episode of Easy Buckets. My name is Soom and I make basketball videos every single day. So if you're new to the channel and you love basketball, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications to not miss any of my upcoming videos. If you watched this video and you loved it, be sure to smash that thumbs up button. I'll greatly appreciate it. It would help out the channel a lot. But without wasting any more time, let's talk about 10 NBA superstars that are likely to be traded. I gotta start off big and I gotta start off right. We're gonna be talking about Ben Simmons as the first superstar that will be traded, and in my opinion, he's the most likely. The Ben Simmons trade rumors goes all the way back to this previous NBA offseason. And the biggest thing about Ben Simmons is he's not gonna play a single game for the Philadelphia 76ers until he gets traded. After a very unfortunate loss to the Atlanta Hawks during last year's NBA playoffs, every Philly fan out there was blaming Ben Simmons, and with that, so many realistic Ben Simmons trade scenarios arose. There was a point where Ben Simmons wasn't even at the practice facility, and then he left the team, but now he's back in the team and at their training facility, but is still telling the head coach and their general manager that he's not ready to play for the team, and for what it looks like, he's not going to. To give you all a big update, Ben Simmons right now is being in multiple conversations with multiple teams with Philly, and for what it looks like, by February, Ben is going to be traded for sure. He is currently being linked to the Portland Trail Blazers, the Los Angeles Lakers, the Timberwolves. The list goes on. There are apparently 11 teams that want Ben. I put Ben Simmons first on this list because honestly, he's going to be the first to go. Moving on, we're going to be talking about Bradley Beal of the Washington Wizards. We NBA fans everywhere want to see Bradley Beal traded because I don't believe he's going to win a championship in Washington. I'm going to be honest and add some positives to the Wizards. Ever since trading Russell Westbrook away, getting Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, and KCP, the Wizards have been better than expected. They're comfortable in a playoff spot, and for what it looks like, they're going to be in the playoffs. But going back to how I first started, even though you're doing well in the regular season, there is no way that the Wizards are going to win a championship anytime soon. And with Bradley Beal right now in his prime, putting up amazing scoring numbers and having a lot of value in the NBA, I do believe it's smart for him to go somewhere where he can actually win, and of course for the Wizards to trade him for the best assets possible. From what it looks like so far, Bradley Beal wants to be loyal and wants to stay with Washington, but I don't know, man. But we have seen multiple interviews where Bradley Beal has gotten upset about losing and how he explains he really wants to win. I want you guys to one day expect a Bradley Beal trade request. This would shake the NBA, as Bradley Beal right now is one of the best shooting guards in the league. The next player I got on this list is Damian Lillard of the Portland Trail Blazers, and honestly, Dame is the best player on this list that could be traded. The Portland Trail Blazers this season have been terrible. They tried going on a full rebuild mode where they got a new head coach, a new general manager, tried to revamp their roster this offseason, but oh boy, things did not go well. The Portland Trail Blazers right now are not even in the playoff picture. With that being said, they're on an 8-game losing streak. NBA fans are getting fed up because Dame is not winning. He's in a very similar situation to Bradley Beal. He's been with the team ever since he was drafted, but we have never seen him really in a real championship opportunity. NBA fans everywhere want to see Dame go to the Philadelphia 76ers, the Los Angeles Lakers. And with Damian Lillard always complaining about how badly he wants to win and how a championship is his #1 priority, I wouldn't be surprised if one day he's fed up in Portland. I wouldn't be surprised if one day in Portland he requests a trade and asks to be moved. Of course, if that ends up happening, the trade package would be insane. Whatever team that wants Dame would have to offer up a lot of assets to get him. So a Damian Lillard trade would be a blockbuster of blockbusters. The next player we got is Russell Westbrook of the Los Angeles Lakers. Russell Westbrook being moved is a heavy big time rumor because the Lakers have not lived up to expectation after trading for him. Ever since trading for Russell Westbrook this past summer, Laker fans everywhere were super excited about the new big three of LeBron, Russ, and Anthony Davis. But so far, the Lakers are only as good as a 500 team in the standings. People are complaining about the fit of Russell Westbrook alongside LeBron James, that Russell Westbrook is a main ball handler, and it literally hurts LeBron James' playing style. And with that being said, there are a lot of Laker fans out there that want to see Russell Westbrook being traded for more role player assets or even a better superstar that for one can shoot and be clutch. The struggles of Russell Westbrook in LA will always continue with his bad shooting and of course his turnovers, and until the February deadline, expect more trade rumors to pop up. Next up, we got CJ McCollum of the Portland Trail Blazers, and if Damian Lillard stays put, CJ McCollum is going to be the one on the way out. From what we were hearing so far, Dame wants to stay in Portland, but of course wants to revamp their roster and build their roster, and of course the GM wants to keep Dame as well. And with that being said, CJ has to be the odd man out, even despite Dame and him being best friends and having such a strong relationship. As badly as I don't want to say this, CJ McCollum has to be traded. The Portland Trail Blazers have tried ever since 2015 to make Dame and CJ work, and so far, it has not worked. They've never made the NBA Finals yet, and I do believe something big's gotta happen. A separation that would benefit the franchise. We got news a few weeks ago that Damian Lillard wants to play with Ben Simmons of the Philadelphia 76ers, and this immediately links CJ McCollum and Joel Embiid. I do believe that trade, a swap of CJ and Ben, could benefit the Portland Trail Blazers and the 76ers, and of course, give Philly some offense and then give the Portland Trail Blazers some defense, something each team needs. We have seen it in the past where CJ McCollum is the main ball handler when Dame gets injured. CJ is 100% more than capable of having a higher usage rate and being the #1 ball handler, and I do believe a trade of CJ could make him flourish and bloom in the NBA. Next up, we got KARL-ANTHONY Towns of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Cat is the best center on this list right now. The reason why Cat is on the trade block is simply because ever since being drafted, Cat has been the main guy in mini, but now they're shifting towards Anthony Edwards as their future and of course the player they're building around. The Wolves this year are surprisingly better than expected and are playing pretty well, and for what it looks like, they are going to make the play-in tournament. But going up into the NBA trade deadline, if they lose and of course their future of making the playoffs ends up falling apart and decreasing, then the Wolves should be smart and try to move Cat while his value is sky high. Over the past couple of years, Cat has always complained about the Minnesota Timberwolves organization, complaining about the leadership, complaining about the coaching, complaining just how the franchise is run. And with that little negativity speaks the possibility of him exiting. As of right now, Cat is being linked to multiple teams. He's being linked to the Golden State Warriors, he's being linked to the Clippers, and even being linked to the New York Knicks. Wherever Cat goes, he would dominate as the starting center. Next up, we got John Wall of the Houston Rockets. John Wall right now has not yet to play a single NBA game, and for what it looks like, he's going to be sitting out until he's traded. John Wall will be entering this summer with a player option of plus $30 million. So the problem with trading John Wall is whatever team that soaks him has to soak up his big contract next year, which we think he's going to opt into. If we go back 5 years ago, John Wall was one of the best point guards in the NBA. He was fast, he was athletic, even a starter in the NBA All-Star game. But of course, with multiple injuries season after season ever since 2018, John Wall's career has taken a slight downhill. Last season, John Wall was active and played the second half for the Houston Rockets, but this year with the Rockets not pushing for the playoffs, that's why they're sitting him out. And of course, he's being a coach and a mentor to Kevin Porter Jr. and Jalen Green to give them minutes and experience. As of right now, John Wall is healthy, he wants to start playing again, and besides Ben Simmons, he is one of the more likely players to be moved as well. Of course, the hardest part about trading Wall is finding a team that is willing to take his big contract. Next up, we got DOMANTAS SABONIS of the Indiana Pacers, and this is the more recent news for big men all-stars that could be on the move. With the Indiana Pacers struggling a lot this year, we just got news from their head office that they're blowing it up. They're putting DOMANTAS SABONIS, Miles Turner, Malcolm Brogdon, and even Caris LeVert on the trade block. And with that being said, those are 4 of their best players. With DOMANTAS SABONIS only being 25 years old and having so much experience as an all-star and of course one of the better power forwards in the NBA, his value is sky high as his contract is affordable of $25 million. And of course, wherever he lands, he's expected to stay and work around. DOMANTAS SABONIS is a great three-point shooter and a mid-range shooter for a big man, and of course his playmaking skills is getting better season after season. And with DOMANTAS SABONIS not even in his prime right now, I do believe NBA teams should target him immediately before he's not available. The power forward position in the NBA, in my opinion, is one of the most difficult to fill. So get him now while he is available. And with one of the best power forwards being available, DOMANTAS SABONIS is heavily being pursued by multiple teams. Next up, we got De'Aaron Fox of the Sacramento Kings, and De'Aaron Fox has recently entered the NBA trade rumor mill because of how the Sacramento Kings are struggling and how they're trying to rebuild their future. De'Aaron Fox has been the main guy, the captain, the go-to scorer, the go-to playmaker over the past couple of years. But ever since drafting Tyrese Haliburton last year and Davion Mitchell this year, the Kings have a future point guard shooting guard combo that they could build around. It is safe to say De'Aaron Fox being traded is possible. De'Aaron Fox right now is averaging about 20 points per game and 6 assists and has value in the NBA as a potential starting point guard. And if the Kings want to trade him for a potential big man or even a small forward shooting guard, it would open up the door of Tyrese Haliburton being the main ball handler for this team, becoming the new De'Aaron Fox. The Sacramento Kings have just made it official of De'Aaron Fox being available in trade talks, but I will be honest, he is not likely to be traded because he still has a lot of years left on his contract and the Kings are in no rush to trade him. And the last player I got on this list is Kyrie Irving of the Brooklyn Nets. I gotta end off this video with the most problematic player in the league. So far this year, Kyrie Irving has yet to play a single game for the Brooklyn Nets because he is not willing to get the vaccine shot to be available for his team. I believe this year the Brooklyn Nets want to win it all, especially after last year's upset by the Bucks. The Nets this year do not want to risk anything, and right now with Kevin Durant and James Harden leading them to the first seed in the East, they see Kyrie Irving not being available, not trying to help. And of course, you never know, Steve Nash and the others could be like, we gotta trade this guy. The Kyrie Irving problems and drama keeps on coming up, and with the Brooklyn Nets right now focused on really winning, sometimes trading away a best friend for a championship might just be worth it. Especially someone you know that is a liability of potential more problems occurring. One thing's for sure though, if Kyrie Irving does get traded, it would be a magnitude in the NBA, an earthquake, because imagine Kyrie Irving gets traded, decides to get the vaccine, and becomes available to whatever team he gets traded to. That team gets a superstar point guard. So yes guys, this wraps up my video for today, talking about 10 NBA superstars that are likely to be traded during this year's NBA trade deadline. What's most important to me is I want to know your thoughts. Which of these NBA players do you believe is the most likely to be traded? Put your thoughts down in the comments below. But other than that, take it easy, God bless, and I'll see you all next time on Easy Buckets. Woo!